Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Rohan Khandelwal, your Marrow Surgery faculty, and it's an absolute honor to be introducing Dr. Aakar, Rank 1 INI-CET, to all of you. Dr. Aakar is traveling somewhere right now, but he's taken out time and he's talking to all of us. So thank you very much, Aakar. Heartiest congratulations. How does it feel?
Thank you very much, sir, for your wishes. But actually, I can still believe it that I am rank one because since I was traveling, I couldn't check my results. So my senior, Dr. Akansana, she checked my rank and she let me know. So I asked her that are you sure? To check twice or thrice because I was unable to download the PDF. So yes, sir.
Yes, so I saw Akanksha's post on Facebook, and that's how I got to know that you got rank one. So that's how we also got to know about it. So that's great. And have you been able to tell your parents about it? How do they feel with this rank?
Yes, sir. Actually, my dad is traveling with me, and I have informed my mom. So both are very happy. Just
Great.
surprised. Even I am surprised, but I am not able to like believe it.
Okay. So lots of calls today which you're going to receive, but take out some time to celebrate it as well. Thank you very much for talking to us. Akar, you were a Marrow Plan C user. When did you start using Marrow? And please tell us briefly about your journey.
So I started using Marrow towards the end of my second year because as per my seniors, like my senior had told me that it's better not to use Marrow right from the first year because it's important to learn how to read the textbook and how to grasp concepts rather than just sticking on to some ready-made resource. So it was towards the end of second year that I started using Marrow. So my core of preparation was based on Marrow videos only. As to along with my university exam prep, I used to watch Marrow videos and try to finish my topics from those videos only. Thus, the COVID outbreak in between gave me a huge edge where I could finish final year subjects in my third year.
Right. So I think so. I've spoken to a few toppers who've said that COVID was actually a blessing in disguise because you got more time to watch the videos and you could finish the course and then just keep internship for revision. And you are from Mumbai College where internships are usually very heavy. So how did you go about revising your content?
So since most of my first reading sort of watching the videos was done with even before the internship starts, I just had to start my revision. So
Mhm.
fortunately, my little stricter postings like PSM were in the beginning, where though they were strict with the attendance and stuff, but it was like a fixed timing thing. So in the evening or right towards the afternoon, I was free, or even after I'm done with the work that was I was allotted with, I was free to study. So I made it a point that I start early so that I get into the momentum by the time the time for the exam comes. So I had taken November and as my first milestone. Like by that time, I should be done with my first reading. So I was able to finish it right around October. I was going a month lead. So then I plan to do my revision every. I plan to half the duration of my revision. So basically, I used to take out time during my postings while taking some patient for a scan, taking tracing the report. But most of the time was during the evening after I come back from my internship. I used to do at least something and not just uh, get tired and
Wasting
leave
time.
the yeah.
So Akar, tell me, you started watching, you told me that you watched the videos from second year. You watched all the subjects and you made all your notes before your internship started. I think so that's the best strategy because that gives you great clarity. You have all the content at one place and you just need to revise it. So while you watch these videos, any particular faculties who had a lasting impact on you and whom you would like to thank or mention?
So for me, Dr. Rakesh Nair was one of the most like I can't forget his words. Like he used to be blunt about everything, and I used to like that. Like he used to speak the facts and not sugarcoat things. And plus, he used to always avoid. jumping from one topic to the other, but I thought that it would have been much better if we shifted from one topic to other, because medicine is a subject where we need to integrate stuff. It's not possible to stick to one topic and only study medicine. So he was one among the them who made Marrow like amazing for me. And then Sakshi ma'am and you sir, all these three faculties were the best for me.
So, what do you want to take up now that you have ranked one? Which subject do you want to take up?
Sir, I'm planning to take up a surgical field, like either OBGY, ortho, or general surgery.
Nice. That's good. That's good. So, Akar, that was regarding the videos. Did you write your notes or did you get the Marrow pre-made notes?
So towards the end of second year, actually, I was planning to write my own notes, but as there was a shift in the edition, I became quite stressed. So I moved on to the printed notes because adding images to my notes was getting quite tedious. Since as years go by, they were getting more and more image based. So I found the ready-made notes to be more helpful, and I used to add whatever points I feel are necessary from the QBank or the questions which I got wrong in the test.
Perfect. Now that you mentioned the QBank, how did you utilize the QBank and what are your tips for future aspirants to utilize the QBank in a more effective manner?
So I feel that you should solve a QBank leaving a gap of around 1 to 2 days after you have seen the videos, and then you should be selective in bookmarking the questions. Like whichever question you feel you can write it in a brief manner in your notes, you should write them down and not bookmark it. And only the topics which you haven't heard anywhere, or you feel that this entire question contains an explanation which I'll need to revise at a later date. So only those questions you need to bookmark so that your number of bookmarks are less and you need to do less number of questions towards the end of your preparation.
Right. So that's actually quite an interesting strategy because a lot of students have told us that they ended up with 6,000, 4,000, 5,000 bookmarks. But your strategy is that whatever you can write down, you write to your notes so that your number of bookmarks are less and you can revise more effectively. So I think so that makes complete sense. Now, QBank, did you do the entire QBank during your internship, or were you also doing the QBank when you were making your notes during undergraduation?
So most of my QBank I have done only during my undergraduate days. The questions which I have reviewed during internship are the only ones which I have got wrong or I have bookmarked. Those are the only questions I have done during internship.
Perfect. And any tips while using the QBank which you would like to share with other users? Anything regarding custom modules, how you used to make them, or how did you, how frequently and how many modules were you doing on a daily basis?
On a daily basis for INI, I was primarily focused on the PYQs because they were quite important. So I used the custom module for each subject with the tags of previous questions. I included even NEET in those tags because often topics do get shared between both the exams. And I focused at around 100 questions per day towards the end of my preparation. Not more than that and not less than that. I used to aim that I finish at least this much because I didn't want to overdo it. Because I felt I have quite a lot of exposure towards the questions. I just need to reduce my silly errors, which I feel I could do by reading more and not by solving the questions. Because throughout it, I had covered most of the questions there. So my main focus was reducing my silly errors in INI.
So your typical day during internship when you used to come back from your posting, how did you divide the day between reading notes and doing MCQs? Any particular division which you had?
Yes, sir. So as I returned from internship, I used to try to give at least 50% of the time towards the start to reading stuff and the remaining 50 for solving MCQ. And as I approached closer to my exam date, I used to devote more time to MCQs and lesser to the reading.
Perfect. What about grand tests? When did you start appearing for grand tests, Akash?
Where I remember my first grant test was on the first day of my internship itself. I had asked Akanksha that which grand test I should give first because I didn't want to overwhelm myself. So she recommended some grand test 12. So in that I had a rank of around 1000 or 1200. So I was happy that I'm in the race and I don't need to like be too much stressed. So after that, as soon as the GT used to come, I used to give them in a timely manner to get the live results. So in those GTs, I used to score around the first 1 to 10 ranks. So I was happy that I'm on the right track, but also I made it sure that I am not overconfident with the questions because I've seen that if I'm in my comfort zone, I always tend to lose out some points or the other. So I tried to remain calm. I used to take Akansha's advice always. So she used to tell me the same thing. Don't make the ranks and marks that you get in GT as if they are the actual test results. You need to always focus on your weak points, even though you have got the best of the ranks.
Perfect. I think so. You've mentioned Akanksha multiple times, and I think so that highlights the importance of having a great mentor. Akanksha has been a Marrow user herself, and she's also worked in developing certain aspects of Marrow. So, how important is it to have this kind of a mentor who's constantly guiding you? How does it help, and what would be your tips to future aspirants in choosing a mentor for such an exam?
I feel it's quite crucial to have a mentor because the whatever your mentor has done, it is like a trial run for you. You get to know what you should do and what you shouldn't do. So they help you avoid the mistakes that they have done. So you are at a much better position than them. Plus, it's important to choose a senior that you feel is very close resemblance of you, not an extreme of you that is too smart of a guy or too hardworking. You should be as same as you as possible. So even you feel better that yes, I can do it. If she has done it, even I can do it.
I think so. That's very sound advice. You need to also be cautious in the mentor whom you choose, whom you can associate with, and whom you can always contact if you require help. So that's very sound advice. Dr. Akar, what was your rank in NEET PG?
I had achieved a rank of 16 in this PG.
16. And what did you do in these in the month and a half leading up from NEET PG to INI-CET?
But to be honest, I was not happy with how my NEET had gone. I didn't have a good feel about the exam as soon as I left the exam hall. So my aim was to give INI just to have a better feeling after the exam that yes. So I wasn't too keen on waiting for the results. I just wanted to have a good feeling post INI, which I was happy with after giving the exam. So in these last 1.5 months, I just focused on the previous year topics. I just took a glance over the topics that which all are important, and while browsing through my notes, I just gave importance to the things which I had highlighted for the last minute reads. And then, as I told you, sir, I finished the previous year questions, the PYQs, by forming a customized model. These were the only two things which I done during the 1.5 months.
Did you make a 20th notebook or a last minute revision notebook to revise your stuff?
Yes, sir. I had actually made mini notebooks for each of the subjects, which I need to do later. So the day before the exam, I remember towards the morning only I tried to finish all those stuff, and my evening was relatively free. I went out for a walk just to relax because cramming up the 20th notebook at last minute is also not a great idea. You should do it a little in advance and not too close to the exam because I felt that I might forget things in the stress because during NEET also I had done the same thing. I had done the 20th notebook one day prior prior the exam. Yes, towards the morning. Towards the morning itself, I tried to finish the stuff.
So I guess with most of the toppers, most of them are making a 20th notebook and they are very clear in what they want to revise in the last 1 week. Akar says that, don't leave the cramming up till the last day. Try to do it a few days before so that you're not nervous and stressed about it. But very important to make a 20th notebook and to have clarity regarding what you want to revise in the last 1 week. Uh, Akar, another question. Did you do first aid?
No, sir, I was almost about to give up to my FOMO that I need to do it, but I didn't because I found that it's no point doing a different source because I'm already quite accustomed to my notes. I'm done reading with those multiple times right from my third year. So I thought that I would be at a better position if I reread my notes than doing a new source because around 95% of the information is going to remain the same. It's just the way that they present it to you that it becomes easier for you to digest it.
So very important. You're the second topper who's saying that it is a desirable source if you have time, but it's not a mandatory source. And you shouldn't give in to the FOMO. If you trust your notes and if you've made good notes, you should stick to your source. So, Akar, I'm sure a lot of people will now look up to you as a mentor to guide them for future exams, right? One thing which students constantly message us about is grand tests, that they get stuck. They don't know how to A, analyze it, B, how frequently to take it, and C, what to do if their rank or their percentile is not increasing or improving. So, what are your 5 or 10 tips for these people?
So first of all, I like to say that you should give a GT right at the start of the preparation to know your baseline. So you know what are your weak topics. So that is the first point. Second point is I feel the frequency at which Marrow releases the GT is the perfect frequency at which you should give them, right? About one every 15 days. Then next thing is about the result. As I feel that you shouldn't take the result too much to your heart. It's just a test to know which are your weak topics. The marks or the rank doesn't matter. Then the next part is about analyzing the GT. Sir, I used to go about it like the questions which I've gotten wrong. Those I used to review first, and at a point of time where I am calm, not during my internship. So after I reach home, I used to give priority to the questions I've gotten wrong. Next are the questions which I have left, and the questions which I've gotten right. Those were the ones I used to review last during my internship, like when I used to go for tracing reports or taking some patient. So least priority was for the correct questions. And the third thing is bookmarking the questions. Here also, so the same thing applies that you should try to write in a concise manner the all the wrong questions if possible. Write the beside your notes and only bookmark stuff which you need, which are ultimate important and which you need to revise. So the number of people who have gotten the question correct also helps us know which is the is it an important question or no. Most of the times, if very few less than 10% of or so have gotten it correct, it means that it's not that important a question and you don't they need not worry about it.
So I think so. Dr. Akar exemplifies the statements that winners don't do different things; they do things differently. And after talking to him, what I've realized is that he's utilized each and every moment of his internship so well that he's not let even a single moment go waste, and that is what has led to efficient revision and such a great rank. Like he said that he, even while fetching reports or when he was waiting for a report during internship, he used to revise his bookmark questions or do pearls. So that's the kind of zeal and enthusiasm and focus you need to require uh, to have if you want to get a great rank. So, Dr. Akar, thank you very much for taking out time. I know you're traveling. We won't take up more of your time. Thank you very much. We all are very proud of your achievement. Please do congratulate your parents also from our side. And before we end the interview, any words for the tech team of Marrow? I think so. They are the ones who don't come to the forefront, but any words for them?
Sir, I feel the tech team has done a great job over the years because not even a single time I faced any glitch during the test or any time the app has crashed. So the tech team I feel is on the correct path, sir. So it's good with them. And I
And
would
one
like
final
to
thing. Yeah, sorry, please carry on. Please carry on.
So I would like to thank Marrow for this opportunity for talking to you, and I'm very sorry for the network issues, sir, because
That's all
multiple
right.
people calling and the data getting stopped there.
Not at all. One final thing, Akar. Students are concerned that there might be a next exam. So if there is a next exam, what would be your advice to them?
Sir, I feel that the preparation doesn't change at all. Just that you have to give equal importance to both NEET and INI PYQs. Otherwise, the entire preparation just remains exactly the same. Just because the exam is going to be more on the final year subject doesn't mean you can ignore the first and second year subjects. Because even in INI-CET, they don't ask direct questions from the first and second year subjects. They are always integrated in such a manner that you will feel it's a final year question. So according to me, you shouldn't change your preparation depending on the pattern of the exam. You should focus on your weaker subjects. Focus on sticking to the source. That is most important because I've seen few of my friends changing the source last minute and falling into trouble. So try to stick to your source, and the same preparation strategy works even for next.
Perfect. Love the clarity which you have regarding your preparation, and love the fact that you stuck to one source, and that is important. And like you said, those who change their source at the last moment for no rhyme or reason, then you get stuck. So thank you once again, Dr. Akar, for taking out time and talking to us. We wish you all the very best for the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.